I'll be the son of my
Your
father.
biological father.
In other words, when I leave school, they don't allow us to get food when we get back from school, straight to the farm. And then you will eat in the farm, and then we'll do the normal working piece for that day. So, but while I was in the primary school, there was nothing to show that I will make up to secondary school. But an event happened. 3 of us were boys of the same parents. 2 went to secondary school. I was left alone. So I now took a decision within me. I didn't tell my father. I took a decision that I was going to pursue myself. The reason, when those 2 other boys came, they will mandate everybody to be speaking English. They are already in the secondary school. I was in the primary school person. And because they make jest of me a lot, that was how I wanted to take a decision to get rid of myself. But I shared this idea with one of those people working with my father. And I think he now told my father. So as a result of that, one of my cousins now took me from Ijenkiti to Ijutagbolu Grammar School. That's where I was there for that number of years in the secondary school. So everything around me did not point out to me or to anyone that I will become a person that will be recognized worldwide today in my own profession. And one of the forefront. And while I was in the primary school, there were a lot of challenges. House with 3 wives. And you are making it is trouble. Even if you are not making it, it's also trouble.
No, we are
So I was able to maneuver through all those challenges, and I came to a situation where I found myself going to another school of forestry after my secondary school. That one was just by chance, because when they created the state at that time, they said most of the foresters in the west, they came all the way from Ibadan and Osun State, but Ondo State has no staff. That was why I gained staff. 12 of us were selected to go to forestry school in Ibadan for OND and for HND.
Thank you very much.
All those periods full of attack, it's better imagine. Every junction of making a progress, there will be an attack. And God is always using that attack to move me forward. But for the enemy, they wanted to put me down. Those were the challenges.
Thank you very much, Professor Babatunde Ajayi.
Thank you.
Now, after your school of forestry at Ibadan, what's next?
At the School of Forestry in Ibadan, I developed an innovation. And that innovation was to use maize stalk to produce particle board. A structure like this that can be used for furniture, ceiling board, partitioning, and all that. How did I come about this? Was that Ondo State was the richest state in timber.
You are very correct.
And then we were cutting timber at the high rate, both legally and illegally. And I was part of the staff of that department. I thought one day, what can be the solution to all these wastages? We are not using the sawdust for particle board, but fairly they use maybe about few percentage of it. And I said, in order to preserve our forests, let me go into using agricultural waste to develop a panel product that can serve a purpose or as an alternative to sawn timber. So I harvested maize stalk, I processed it into particles, and I then mixed some materials, a binder with it. I developed a prototype machine, and that carries heat both below and up. And then I pressed this material and it became a particle board. Now you have a particle board made from sawdust of wood, We also have another one developed by me from agricultural waste. And from that moment, I now presented it in the Research Institute, and they were making noise about me. A new innovation, a new development in the wood science in Nigeria. Babatunde Ajayi has developed something. And because I was under the Ondo State government at that time, I came back and I showed this. At that point, they took it to various countries to find investors, and that is Ondo State. But there's something I have in mind. Ní Yorùbá, mi ò fẹ́ ṣe ẹrú ẹgbẹ́. I have it. I don't want to become a slave to my friend or to anybody. And I identify two things that can make me to become a slave. The first one is when you drink too much. The second one is when you womanize. Those things can change your focus. So I ran away from those two things. And instead, I went to embassies in Lagos, American Embassy, British Embassy, and all that. At that point in time, I went to the British government, British Embassy. From there, I was given the opportunity to have a scholarship to travel abroad. And that's there I also made some innovations using flake or wood to produce board when I was in the University College of Northwest in Bangor. And that was where my story begins. Turning waste to wealth, or adding value to waste. Because God is a God of waste. And because I emulated God, He converted what was in existence on earth to bring this present heart. And I just try to emulate God to add value to agricultural waste to produce this. And I must confess to you again, I've been to all the continents of the world because I've developed various kind of panel products using agricultural waste, using cement as binder, using car battery case as binder, using inorganic as binder to develop a product that people can use in the household. That was my story. And also at this point in time, there were challenges, various attacks among the colleagues, among professional colleagues and all that. There's another thing that I actually, because when you work in the forestry, you'll be tempted to try to make a kind of yourself to be rich. I look at that kind of riches as a temporary riches. So because of that, I did not join any other things that other people may be doing at that time. But I was focused. I don't want to be a slave to my friend in the future. So everything that was a challenge that were challenges to me at that time, I was able to overcome them because I was focused. And that was how I became, up to this present moment, a professor in biocomposite, which I developed myself.
I want to congratulate you for that. Now, sir, before your scholarship,
yes,
do you encounter any problem?
Yes, a lot of problems. I told you the other time that my father didn't want to send me to school. I was able to maneuver through the help of God to go to primary school.
Determination.
To determination. In the secondary school, I was also helping myself. Because to me at that time I was looking like a slave boy under my father. So I was working for my father and also working for myself. Helping my father to plant cocoa, kola nut and all that. For my own private time, I got involved in 3 kinds of jobs. One is to be cocoa carrier. Wake up in the morning around 2 a.m. to go to the forest, bring cocoa home, and then go the second time. The other option that was available to me was to also help farmers to clear their cocoa plantation. I was taking that at my own private time as a job. And the third one is to become a servant, maybe in order to get some money. Because my father could not afford the school fees at that time. So I was also helping myself using that 3 method of securing some fund to make sure I keep myself up. There was one funny thing that happened at that time.
Tell us.
It was difficult for people to get clothes. Yes. But what I did, which most of my friends, they also emulated me, was to cut what they call akisa.
Wow.
Cut from this, cut from this, cut from this, cut pieces, and then join them together. And then make it to look like a coat of many colors. And I was wearing it at that time, and my colleagues started emulating me.
Wow.
To do all those things. I've always been on the forefront among my colleagues. I have good ideas, terrible challenges. We thought that I will bring people together who perfect whatever I bring out as a way forward. And all of us, we just move forward. I was good in doing that. Yes.
Thank you very much, Professor Babatunde Ajayi. We go on a short break now. When we return, Professor Ajayi will tell us how he turned his challenges to testimony and give some pieces of advice to people going through the same challenges. Please stay tuned. You are just joining us. The program is Testimony Time on Osrc Television. My guest is Professor Babatunde Ajayi. He's been able to tell us his challenges. Professor Babatunde Ajayi, let's continue with our conversation. Okay. What are your testimonies today?
Yeah, like I said the other time, at every junction of making progress, that will be a challenge.
Yes.
It is that challenge that will prepare me to work hard. And also to get to wherever I want to get to. The challenges have made me to develop a character that there is nothing that can worry me. And as much as I'm making my movement and there are challenges here, I look at the challenge, I move forward, look at the challenge, I move forward. I don't allow challenges to weigh me down. And one important thing that also could have affected my life, which I will have told you, was that even my mother, I grew up with my grandmother, and my mother was in a later time introduced to me as my mother. And because we didn't stay together and I rejected her at that point in time. Those are serious challenges that were coming upon me as well. So, but since I know that I don't have someone that can help me, then I remain focused. And I want to actualize my vision and also my dream to become somebody that friends will come, they will respect. Also to become somebody who, whether my friend is a president of a country and I go there, not that the secretary will ask me to come and sit down, I'll be able to walk straight inside to discuss issues. And that's the stage I am now. So overcoming that challenges and all the problem associated with it, both physically and spiritually, numerous to mention. But let me just mention one of it. That was in 2021. I had an attack that took me to the hospital. For 3 days, I was off this ward. I was on a life support. I came out on the 13th day from that hospital. the moment I came out, I became like more relevant to people around me, and I was making serious progress all along in the journey of life. So don't allow anything to weigh you down, like I did not allow anything to weigh me down. Once you don't allow anything to weigh you down, or you see a challenge that looks like if you'll be off this art the next day, don't subject yourself to such, but try as much as possible to try and make your way forward. I'm able to become this when I started developing new products from my research innovation, carrying out some researches, joining other people all over the world to tell stories of what you have developed. I've been to all the continents of the world for what purpose? Because I was able to summon the challenges to follow my dream, and I was carrying out some new product. I've investigated a lot of agricultural waste, both the groundnut shell, rice sauce, every agricultural waste. I have developed products that can serve as substitute to wood in various construction, in ceiling, in floor tiles, in partitioning. All these products can be used there. And I will also shock you. Now, if I ask you a question, that can you produce a material from groundnut shell that can be used for industrial purposes, you may likely say no.
Yes.
But I have developed using groundnut shell with car battery case to develop some products that can be used for sealing. That's the aspect of the research. That the research was not kept with me alone, because I work in the university. I also have a lot of students, more than 16 PhD I produce, undergraduate numerous to count, master numerous to count. All this knowledge that I have, I pour it upon them. And I also, to tell you that I've also produced professors, many. And also those that are produced as professors, they have also developed people to become professors. So those are the, by overcoming challenges, made me to influence my life, made me to influence the life of other people.
Thank you so very much, Professor Babatunde Ajayi. On the final notes, what is your advice to people watching us right now that are facing one or two challenges? How will you advise them?
Yeah, if we understand the system of the world, since the fall of man, problems came into the world. First of all, people must understand that whether you pray or you don't pray, you cannot remove challenges in the world. So why don't you find yourself something that will assist you? What can assist you to overcome challenges is for you to understand yourself and then to go through the path of righteousness. Because if you go through the path of righteousness, there's a need that you will make it. There's another thing, challenges, they are there. Don't be afraid of any challenge. You can look at example of Jesus Christ. Look at the challenges he faced when he was in the world. He was praying, but through he was also passing through those challenges. At the end of it, we were told that he was given a name that is above all names. Then your challenge must not be something that you will be afraid of. But if you know there's something in your life that you cannot change, don't worry yourself about it. But the moment you start to worry yourself about it, you are now killing yourself gradually. I think I experienced that. That's why I can boldly say there's nothing that worries me anymore on the surface of the earth. I was in a challenge And that thing started worrying me. I keep on worrying about it. If I tell you the thing, you know, it's a positive something. My wife was making progress. And I was also looking at the progress as something that is hindering me. Yes. Making progress, and I look at it as if it's hindering me. And I started thinking about what is not there. And then along the line, I share my opinion with that person. This is my problem. And that person said, you have a problem. And I said, what is the problem? I want to see a doctor so that doctor can assist me. Say, well, I will take you to one doctor. And I asked, what doctor is that? He said, a psychiatric doctor. Then I asked the person, am I a mad person? Am I getting mad now? He said, no, but you are going to depression that can lead to madness. All those challenges that made me to get to this position, I cannot change anything. So once you cannot change anything at all, don't just worry about it. Yes.
Thank you, Professor Babatunde Ajayi. My guest is Professor Wood Products and Biosources Technology Department of Forest and Wood Technology, FUTA, Akure. Professor Ajayi. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much
All right,
for coming. We believe that so many people have been inspired through what you've told us in the studio this afternoon. Thank you so much. Dear viewers, thank you for staying with us on the program. Next week is another time to feature another testifier. My name is Adenike Olaiton. Remember, when there is life, there is hope.
Correct.
Don't give up.
Correct.
Face that challenge and you will have testimony.
Correct.
See you next week. Same time, same station. Bye.